Hello, everyone. It's time to cozy. How are we doing? Oh man, it has been a while, hasn't it? Hold on. This is not where it's supposed to be. Go away. Go away. To me, it kind of feels like I didn't spend the 2 weeks away, but I did. I just wasn't conscious for a lot of it. How have you been doing? Hello, everyone. Hi, Erin. Hi, Sequoia. And Lucard. I'm not sure what to do with the first two thingies, but hi, welcome. Hi, Garfield. Good afternoon, everyone. How are we doing? It may be a little bit dark. I am not okay yet. It's fine, but yeah, next round. Oh, Toulouse, of course. Let's welcome Toulouse. So something changed over here, so I have to put that away. I have to put that away. Find a space, but it can't be on the floor because I have floor heating. Come here. You still fit. There we go. The moment I sit down here, I swear. Look, she has a new little collar. It came in a few days ago. I completely forgot that it was on its way because it took a while to get here. Didn't realize. So when it got here, I was so confused. Like, what the hell is this? It's a little flower collar. I've got two more. I've got three. It was a set of three, and I'm very much looking forward to the holidays. I'm kind of planning on making them both Toulouse and Winston a scarf, a little scarf that I could clip on a collar. I think I want to knit something for them. I've also found um, actual knitting patterns for a sweater. I've never made a sweater at all. I just make scarves because it's like a straight thing. But I want to try that as well for them. She's so cute. I never knew. I never knew. I do feel like when she was little, she didn't like having a collar, but that could be me, because they did. I did have collars, but not as cute as this one. Not as cute as this one. Right, Toos? I think she wants bangs. Hold on. Hi, Toopy. Tolstoy banished. Well, they, I'll explain. So you can't see, but the pot, the pans that this plant was in. Can you move to that side so you don't fall off? That it was really sad that I got this plant as a baby, and it really kind of grew out of control, which I wasn't expecting in this house. Um, so it had plants that were way too small, and it needed a new pot. But I was kind of, not able to. I'd chosen one already. It had been waiting at the store for like since I broke my elbow, really. And I kind of figured that it was gone because it had been so long. But um, I don't know what time is. I really don't know when I was awake and able to go outside, and when I wasn't, because I mostly wasn't. But it has a new pants, but it's huge. It needs to move because now it's like it's too big. It's too big. So it's a bit squeezy today. Squeezy. The books have been put a little bit higher because there's no more room on the table that they used to stand. I'll figure it out this week. Figure it out. I'll figure it out. But we're gonna take it slow, and we'll just see where it goes. I am so relieved that tomorrow it's September, though. I don't know about you, but pre-spooky season is starting. Are we excited? Just prepping, cooking Sunday roast. Your Sunday roast. Every Sunday you have a roast every Sunday, Garfield. Tolstoy is on my desk at the moment, but yes, it has been banished. Well, hello, Justice. How are you doing today? Hi, Milk. Cute car. Oh my God. Ever since I saw that meme, I keep writing car as well. It's so annoying. What happened? How are you doing, Milk? Oh man, hi Storm. You know that actually means tumor, like in Latin or something. I've stumbled upon it a few times now. It's really distressing. I don't know what to think of it, Storm. But yeah, I guess I'm a tumor. I'm here. I am here, and it's time to talk about the books that we read. Let me see. Oh no, I figured that. I mean, there's a whole stack of books here, but I think I left Germinal. Oh no, oh no, I'll pick it up in a little bit. Did anyone join this month? You're completely forgiven if you didn't, because it was very heavy. I only finished How We Die yesterday. I put the notes up in Discord and on Patreon for. I just realized that I did a stupid thing. Oh no, let me fix it. See, I am not. My brain is not entirely. Just imagine that you wake up from a coma and you're not gonna run any marathons anytime soon. Edit. Hold on. Let me fix it real quick because I am an idiot. There we go. Fixed it. Um, just enjoying the weekend. I am trying to keep it calm and steady. I am okay at the moment. I'm going to go into the next episode. Well, I'm kind of in the prelude of the next episode already. Um, so I just kind of want to make the most of it. Yesterday morning, I um, cleaned my windows, for example, and the rest of the day I was pretty much not able to stand. I had to lie down, and luckily, like reading is the thing that I have to do most of the time, or like I can just sit. I don't have to stand, but I'm still very tired. Going into the next episode, like right now. Um, my brain is just fried. I mean, I know that August is over. Shh. And I know that time has moved, but to me, it's just I'm very confused about the days at the moment. I got like 3 pages of journal. To be fair, I had a lot of stuff follows. But like, how did you like the first 3 pages of journal? Please don't call me tumor sore. I'm so confused. How did that word end up being the word for grandmother? I don't get it. I'll have to look at the history, but not today. Hi, 40. How are you doing today? Okay, good. I think my cat food will be here tomorrow. Today, I'm expecting something as well, but it should be small enough to go into my mailbox. I need lights. I need lights for our walks in the morning because it's quite dark by the time Winnie and I go outside this in the morning for a little walk. Even though I'm not really in places that need lighting because there's not. I mean, if there's traffic over there, that would be illegal. Um, but I would just feel safer. So that would that would be nice if that came in today. Let me let me get the journal. Hold on. Right. That was the first book club pick I read, Journal. The first 3 pages. Let me see. I mean, I'm assuming you don't mean introduction, but actual storyline. Introduction was very interesting as well. I have to say, and long. Oh, right, right. We get introduced to what's his face. HN. HN. What did you think? You want to read more? It was not a slaps you in the face kind of start. So I'm still in this. I don't know. I don't know about that, Topi. It kind of ties back together with the ending. Um. All right. Let's just talk about a journal first. Let me put my notes over here. Actually, what I meant was the what I thought with the about the reading notes was my other notes, the outside of the book club books, I'm not quite done. I kind of have a few more things to do today, as in a few more pages to read. I am reading Castle. Are you gonna stay? It's very cute when you sit there. So are you gonna stay? Thank you. That's nice. Oh, I got a new jacket for my e-reader because it was kind of dead. Lonely Castle in the Mirror. I feel like it is. Yeah, Lonely Castle in the Mirror. I'm at 61%, and I'm listening to the Lamb. Oh my gosh, has anyone listened to the Lamb? Because don't don't read or listen to that when you're eating. But I mean, unless you're like a cannibal, I guess. But I wouldn't do that. So the notes for Patreon tier 1 and up is not is it, I'm going to publish that tomorrow, but the reading notes for the book club picks have been published on Discord and on Patreon for everyone. So journal really was it's kind of like it kept getting worse. It starts off with a Chen who is homeless, jobless, and he's just kind of roaming around, and he stumbles upon this town, which is a mining town, and basically everyone in the town has a lot of cities and towns used to start because there's a mine, there's people, and I mean I learned a lot about mining for one, which was very interesting. Um, and it's to me at least, I kept thinking in the back of my mind, yeah, that's all well and good that this is a classic and this takes place in what 18 whatever, but there's still people living in these situations, maybe in, I mean, yeah, mines just like in general, but also kids, slavery. It's not like this. It's still relevant. Pretty much everything in here is still relevant. Maybe not in the exact same color, but you know, it's still very relevant, and it kind of keeps getting worse. Um, and I cried. I cried a few times. I'll admit. It's not a slap in your face at the beginning, and that's a good thing because you wouldn't want to continue. It's so dense. I mean, just look at the pages themselves. I was listening to someone talk about the book talk girlies that just read dialogue. I mean, you would be done in half an hour, I think, if you read this. There's no, there's no point. But I enjoyed it quite a lot, and once I kind of accepted that it was just gonna get worse, because it took a moment. You know, I did grow up watching Disney after all, and I kind of always think there's going to be a happy ending. But if there's one thing I've learned about French authors from this period, there's not going to be happy endings. What comes to mind is Hunchback of the Notre Dame. I was destroyed. I was destroyed at the ending. That's not a Disney. Is it a Disney, Esmeralda? I don't think so. Yeah, if you have that in your mind, you're going to be very disappointed when you watch, if you read the original. It's kind of not the same. Light and Warfare tumor is simply tumor. It comes by a few times in How We Die. I remember looking it up myself, and it's oh, was it Greek? Maybe it's Greek. Maybe it's not Latin. And maybe it was Greek. Storm? Yes, how are you doing? How's it going? Where are we in your timeline? Did you have your dinner yet? Vegetarian means you get vegetables, but humanitarian means you don't eat them. Stopey! Thank you for the hydrate, I needed that. Toulouse, I swear, I have been physically unable to take you away out of my lab for almost 2 weeks. Can you give me a moment? A moment, please. I agree, Toby. Nice to see you too. Yes, I hope you're doing good. I hope you're taking care of yourself. And how about that dinner? You know what? If you just share what you're making, I might get inspired and make something myself. How about that? It's horrible. It's horrible that I gave her that little flower. No, these are my other notes. Hello? Oh, I did something wrong. This one. Well, we were talking about journal. Let me just go to journal, to my notes. Just so you know, I might spoiler because we're doing the wrap up. I'm talking about Journal by Emile Zola and How We Die by Sherwin B. Newland, which were book club picks for this last month. Um, Honestly, Topi, it's a shame you didn't make it till page 9 because in page 9 you get confronted with something that you may or may not be aware of, which is the fact that there used to be cocaine ovens. I mean, they don't call it cocaine, they call it coke, as in the drink. Like page 9, HN is looking into the distance, and he says like something about the glowing the color of the coke ovens, and I did a double take, and then I looked it up, and yes, indeed, yeah. Um, can you imagine? Can you imagine just out in the wild, huge factories? I don't know what to think about that. It's interesting. How would one know if they're eating humans or not in this world of unknown food sources and dubious corporate packaging designs? Wisdom? Hello? Yes, I agree with this. There was a scandal in the Netherlands. I don't know if it was like European or something, but there was a scandal in the Netherlands years and years ago when I was already vegetarian, and they had put horse meat in beef something lasagna. I think it was beef. It's supposed to be beef. Now, even eaters, a lot of them will say, "I'm not eating horse. That's not an animal you're supposed to eat." Not that, I mean, let's not get into that subject. But that was a huge scandal, um, and I agree. How are you gonna know? You remember the scandal? Oh my God, I was so glad that I wasn't. If I hadn't been a vegetarian at that point, I would have become one immediately. I would have gagged everything. No, Topi, I looked it up. And they were talking about the stuff they used to put in your Coca-Cola. And they needed it. They needed it. They needed like caffeine and stuff to survive because the life of an 1885 was it, right? 1885. They say when it takes place actually in the introduction, 84. The first installment of a journal, because they used to have like the in newspapers, right? Didn't they publish in newspapers, and then at the end they would bind it into one edition, if I remember correctly. Please forgive me if I'm wrong, and correct me, please, if you know better. Um, the first installment was published in 1884, so it's like pre 1884. The spaces that these people are forced to go into and how they're paid, it's ridiculous, but also it's not really different from how we're doing it now, except we're not forcing children to, crawl into spaces they may never get out of again. Uh, and what I also, hold on. I was pretty angry at points because, like I said, the situation of these people is not unique of that time. It still takes place in different places around the world, child slavery and inhumane conditions. What are you doing, Toulouse? Yeah, better? She has itchies, but I don't see why. So I kept that in the front of my mind the entire time I was reading this, that these conditions aren't unique of these times, and like they're paid by the tub of coal. This it's literally my worst nightmare. Think of school projects, right? That you had to do in a group, and everyone would get the same grade. No, that is my ultimate nightmare, and that's basically what is happening with these people. They get a seam that there's a group of people, and they all have different tasks. The children are mostly like forced into small spaces or pushing tubs filled with coal that are. I mean, even a grown as adult in the West wouldn't. That is not really, into lifting, would never be able to. What the hell? You bought bagel, Erin? I'm probably missing things. I'm sorry. Um, wait. Where was I going with my thoughts? I don't know. I don't know. Erin, you distracted me. Um, oh, right. And then every tub gets like graded, I guess. And if it's too light or if there's too much dirt in there, if there's anything wrong with it, you just didn't get paid for that entire tub, for that entire. So uh, I was a bit triggered. It's right. It's Greek. Yeah. Okay. I'm sorry. I kind of default to Latin, but I think it's Greek. Yeah. Oma. How did we get here? Sweeney Todd never boil a single cabbage. High tea. Is it really okay? Sure, is Coke for coal? No. They used to put that in Coca-Cola. You know this, right? You know that they used to put, and it was used as like medication, normal medication. A lot of stuff that we don't use anymore, or are now considered hard drugs, used to be just like, you know, normal. Oh, the final patch of chapter one is a banger. I just read the Coco Bay. Okay, this book is really heavy though. It's basically a look at what we're doing today with our society and capitalism, um, except in the worst conditions you can imagine, in a coal mine back in 18 say 75. You don't want to be there. You don't want to be there. And well, the thing that hurt me the most, I have to say, and this is gonna sound ridiculous, but there's, and I knew this. I knew this before they even brought it up. But they use horses to cart around a lot of the stuff. Even though there's train tracks, those carts and tubs weren't actually pulled by a train or anything. They used horses. They would bring them down into the mine, and they would never see the light of day again. And I knew this. I knew this already. It's not something new or something I discovered in journal. But yeah, I kind of didn't expect that. Um, well, I was in denial, I think, because if there's one thing I can say with a lot of envy, really, of the people that lived in these times, is that as far as I have read and remember, he really ties back everything. There is no item or a person of convenience. Everyone has been mentioned before. There's a history. Um, I mean, the horses come back, even though they're not mentioned that much. Every single thing. Oh no! Don't talk about the canaries, because I was glad that wasn't, because those. Nah, I knew about this as well. But just think about it. This was written in 1884. You just had your goose feather and your pot of ink, right? I mean, exaggerating a little bit, but you didn't have a computer, you didn't have Control F, you didn't have shit. You just had to write it by hand, edit it by hand, and somehow this, I mean, maybe it's not as a surprise, but it's kind of shocking to me that the quality is so bad these days, so bad. I'm not even talking about grammar mistakes, but like items of convenience, for example. There are not a lot of things that I kind of don't like. I don't want to say hate, that I really detest in a book, and it's an item of convenience, something that just pops up without ever being mentioned, without ever even just a shadow of that thing or person has even been rumored in the story, and suddenly it just comes and it's the ultimate solution to everything. I hate that. I didn't want to say it. I said it. I hate it. He didn't do that. As far as I read, I didn't read it twice, of course, but I did keep extensive notes, which you can see. It's a play-by-play. It's not a review, just to be clear. It's not a review. It's just a play-by-play of my thoughts. I do have some research here and there, like really in the beginning of Germinal. Oh, let me go back. I mean, they're setting the scene, right? I think it's when Etienne goes down for the first time, because Etienne is, I mean, he's not the main POV, but it's kind of the lens through which you see the entire story. He's a vagabond. He's not from a mining town. He hasn't been. He doesn't descend from a generation after generation of miners who have physically started to kind of mutate to survive in the circumstances that they have to survive in. And one thing, like page 40, they're still setting the scene, and I think this is when they go down into the mines for the first time, and they're talking about how water is dripping down because there's like I don't know how, but there's like an ocean, I guess, in the middle of the earth where they have to go through, and then underneath is the coal. I don't know, right? But they're talking about how water drips down. And one character in particular has a drip that is exactly on his head in uneven intervals. That's literally Chinese water torture. Literally. Like, people were forced, and then they didn't get paid if someone else in their team didn't do their job right. They would be down in the dark for 12 hours being tortured. Literally? What the hell? Has anyone heard of this? I saw the Mythbusters of Chinese water torture. It was insane. I mean, you can look it up. It's not horror. It's PG. But she, I don't remember her name, but the girl from Mythbusters, she volunteered, I guess, to be tortured to see what it was like. And she didn't make it very long. She got very, very upset in a very short amount of time. But yeah, that's the life of a miner, I guess. Also, someone is knitting a bedspread. What do you mean? I know you didn't have a TV, but really? That's huge. Please don't do that. That's a lot. Hi, Gnarly. Good afternoon. How are you doing? Apparently almost a derivative of grootmoeder that became commonplace slang that became part of the Dutch lexicon. I have yet to do some mental gymnastics to kind of work around the knowledge of this Greek word, but I think it's interesting, don't you? I learned that from Newland, actually. I feel like late 1800s to early 1900s is definitely a golden age of literature. It's interesting to think where we'd be if radio had never come along. What makes you say radio in specific, Topi? Chungus! Hi there, how are you doing? Digging up Zola's corpse, I'm going to reanimate him and ask him if he meant cocaine oven or chocolate. No, don't ask him, just assume. It's much more fun. One is much more fun, I would say. People were wildin' back then. People were truly wildin'. not completely their fault. I mean, it was generally safer to drink something like wine or a brandy as opposed to water that might be, toxic. But still, language is weird, so I love it. I love language. So sometimes you just figure that that wasn't exactly what I meant with that word, but like, language changes as well. It's just that I would like to know how it evolved. Um, but it seems like it might not be related to each other, Oma and the Greek root, I guess. Apparently, an oven is involved in the production of both. Let me see. Oh no, I didn't put in any sources, but I did research it. I remember this because it was in the beginning of the book. I'm like, hello, what do you mean? Avalord, oh my god, what are you doing here? Thank you for the hydrate. Hi, how have you been? I'm alive, and that's really all I can say at the moment. I had a lot of pizza, I'll tell you that. Last 2 weeks, I forgot to tell you, I had a lot of pizza. I got my free pizza, but I ordered another pizza with it, so I had two pizzas because I was down, right? I couldn't do anything. I couldn't even like I couldn't do anything. Let me just keep it at that. Like, cooking was out of the question. So I ordered pizza, and guess what? On the box, I had a ticket that says, "Here is another free pizza." And then the next day, I got an email to say that in the beginning of September, the first 2 weeks is 1 + 1 free. And don't know what they're thinking. They after that, they sent me an email to say that to say that I got a voucher for a free pizza. I think I'm single-handedly keeping them afloat. I don't know. I've missed you too, Evelord. What have you been up to? Possibly the books that survived for 150 years are better than the ones that didn't survive. I guess we can find out which books are still around 150 years from now. The authors tended to be from a different social class too. The past is a foreign country, isn't it? Yes and no, T. I agree to a certain extent. I feel like, especially when you read something like a journal, you realize that, yes, maybe like the material factors of our lives have changed and vastly improved, yes, in some parts of the world, because not nearly everyone is enjoying the privilege that I am, for one. But humans really don't change. That's the silly thing. We don't really change. It's so predictable what we're gonna do, how we're gonna respond. So how does this end? Not good. They go on a strike naturally because, um, I mean, these people are responsible for the entire mine, right? They're not just extracting the mine, the coal. They also have to put like studs to keep the mine from collapsing, and this is where the trouble starts because they don't get paid for making the studs, I think. So they have to spend their own time in actually making the tunnels because they only get paid per tub of coal. So the work is shitty, right? You're not gonna, if it's, I mean, they can barely afford bread as is, let alone if they have to properly make a tunnel, so they don't. And then, everything goes wrong. I cried really a few times. Oh, uh, yeah, I didn't trust anything. This book really taught me that if you're reading something French that is old, don't hold your breath. It's not good, and there's no happy ending. There's no such thing. Many updates are in order. When we next have a chance. Oh my God, Everlord, yes. I, I broke my elbow. Radio is popularly considered to be why reading fell off, both in terms of schooling and cultural consumption. Really? That's interesting. It's hard for me to imagine, especially when I'm in the mindset of talking about books, that if how is there anything better than books? I don't know. I don't think there is something better than books. Books are life. I've literally created an anthology world. I am not surprised, but I am very impressed, dear Lord. I'm currently putting together a small image library for the HTML website design assignment due tomorrow. Ooh, how's it going? How's it going, Chuggas? Check with vocabulary. So yeah, it's not really and not, but also I used to almost only read classic books, and it doesn't really matter what the situation is. Humans are gonna feel really the same. We all want to be understood. We all want to be loved. We all want to have a home. We want to feel useful. We want to have a purpose. And our emotions aren't any different either. I mean, we all have anger and frustration and love, and that's not different. The only thing that really changes is the material state of a population. Yeah, there's cultural quirks, but what both fascinates and depresses me about classic literature is that you find out that humans don't really change. We don't really learn from the past. I don't know what to do with that information. It's a bit depressing. But I guess all I can hope for is that we'll just stay here. It doesn't get worse. It doesn't get better. But just stay here. People born right before radio were insanely well read and educated when it became to literature when compared to today, or even with the working class. Don't you think that TV made it like actually worse though? But oh no, that was like in the 70s, right? What was it? Like the War of the Worlds? Wasn't that? Wasn't that a radio program that made people believe that the world was ending? Because it was the first radio something. Oh, it wasn't in the 70s. It was a War of the Worlds in 1938 radio drama. People thought the world was actually ending. So to try to contact me when you have the chance, but in the meantime, I'm off. Okay, Evelyn, please be careful out there. It was good to see you. Freddie managed to do that back in the day. What did TikTok do to literary education in the 21st century? Not a lot. Not a lot of good. I think it will stabilize. I think we're unlucky, and we're living in a period where books are both immensely popular and not popular at all. It's really weird. It's I mean, you have people who I don't know, how do I say this? I think that books are at the moment a bit of an aesthetic that people gravitate towards because it's fashion. It's a bit of it's kind of fashion at the moment, right? To be a reader, to have a book with you. Um, and it's not great, like the contrast between something like this, written by hand, without computers, without Control F, without like everything we have these days to make sure that your story is perfect. And yet we're it's capitalism. It's capitalism because there's a few authors out there that started with really amazing debuts and then wrote books in a way too short amount of time. Like it's just not really helping anyone. But that's capitalism. Um, but just look at music. Look at music because I even if radio did take away a few readers, I think that it will swing back to a stable default because, like I said, look at music. We thought that music was gonna die after Spotify came into the world, right? And it was a bit dicey for a bit, but look at the state of music. People realize now how important it is to support your favorite artists and like to invest in in records again and in art. So I think with books it's going to be the same. We're just kind of in, I hope, in the peak of the monetization of the aesthetic of being a reader, and having books be published within like 3 months and stuff. It's not really good, is it? Before TikTok, there was J.R.R. Tolkien. After TikTok, there was a book published where every word printed in it was meow. I found a book once that had nothing in it, like nothing. Humanity is an oral culture. I feel reading and writing has always been something only a few have had both capacity and desire to do. We all have our strengths, right? And even though I do feel like almost everyone, of course there's always exceptions, almost everyone has the capacity to be curious, right? And if only we were able to keep kids curious. If we just if the school system somehow got changed in a way that made sure that even if all else fails, at least children will remain curious, because that way you will go out and look for information yourself after school, and hopefully throughout your entire life. So I think it has more to do with the lack of fostering of curiosity than the capacity of or desire. Mia Maples says it really well, actually. She is a YouTuber. I don't know if you know her. She's adorable. I love her, and I love them. I love her. She's cute. And she says, especially during videos where she's doing something creative and absolutely sucks at it, really, from a artistic perspective, a professional perspective. But it's not about that. It's about having fun. And I think school not only kills curiosity, but it also puts pressure on stuff like this, having to achieve something, and getting graded, being compared. You know, it just kills your spirit a little bit. it's just a little bit. And I think if everyone was taught to be curious instead of successful, everyone would be successful by default. But yeah, let's not start about the school system. TikTok is an attention machine, and AI is how you avoid thinking. I'm sadly agreeing to you. Hi, Matt Flash. I'm so sorry. Should I just remove the S? I feel like that's not correct, though. Oh, wait. I know what I can do. I can add just that one to the command. Let me fix it, because you're the second one who does that, and that is on me. If more than one person is having trouble with the prompts and commands, then it's on me. I'll change it up real quick. Control F. It was here, I think, right? There you go. Now it should work either way. TikTok. I've been thinking a lot about TikTok recently, because I feel like I should I should repost reels I put on Instagram on TikTok as well, but I just don't want to be there. I don't want to be there. What do you think? Should I put my stuff on Instagram as well, on TikTok as well? It's like better for my career, right? Oh my god, I hate this. Oh, Topi, you know what? Don't bully me. Don't bully me. Just gonna add it. If I had the power to make one single change in society, I would triple the teacher's salary. This would result in a snowball effect where the best minds would compete for these jobs and the kids would get the best teachers. Yeah, and the classrooms would shrink because there would be more than enough teachers. I agree, Talmir. That's how's the music going? That's a good one. I don't understand why teachers get paid less than your average soccer player, just in general. Now, I'm not against soccer at all. I just feel like there's something wrong when teachers don't get paid a decent amount of money for literally raising 30 kids at once. I'm not gonna do that. I couldn't. I don't know how they do it, especially for that pay, especially in these days. I don't know. But yeah, that they should be paid more. Is this cold? This is very cold. Curiosity is a spark, after which it requires a spirit of endeavor. A short attention span engineered by TikTok or otherwise does not employ this spirit. It outright murders it. Aaron, what are we doing with 30 kids? Well, nothing. That's the problem. That's. I feel like that's the average amount of kids in a school in a classroom these days. And they're basically being raised by one person, which is impossible. I'm thinking, I don't know how I did it. Honestly, I'm just stubborn. I think I'm just stubborn because I probably never got. No, I didn't. I didn't get out of my why phase. Just because I didn't want to. Diamond Age by Neil Stevenson is a story about how you can institutionalize free thinking. I'm assuming this is a book. Why did my brain go to music? Oh no, stop it. Spell break on songwriting to train on mixing. Keeping it even. That sounds good. Hello, I want to copy this. Please don't do this. I'm struggling at this. I don't need more troubles. A young lady's illustrated primer? What? It's a science fiction novel by American writer Neil Stevenson. It is to some extent a what? A Bildungsroman? What is that? A coming of age story. Okay, that's German, isn't it? Focus on. I probably butchered it. I'm sorry. Focus on a young girl named Nell, set in a future in which world in which nanotechnology affects all aspects of life. Black Mirror. Oh no. I'm gonna copy it. Okay. Or do you think it's a book club pick? A book club submission something. Hello. Thank you. Some of our most important jobs have some of the lowest pay. Teachers don't have a lot of latitude when there are attainment tests and legal tables and syllabuses, syllabi and targets and parents. I'm not a teacher, but I have a few teachers in my family. Yeah, it's like I said, I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. Being a teacher is really hard. And very underappreciated. We should really honor them a little bit more if we value, our children. But do we? Tripling the pay would make the job more about the money than the actual profession, resulting in subpar educators earning money they don't deserve. Interesting, Storm. Interesting. The, kind of, this kind of means that it comes down to money, doesn't it? It's capitalism all over again. My phase? Wait, what do you mean, Jungus? What did I say? Duck. can you call a doctor for me, please? Because that's dangerous. Your brain is cooking. Aaron, what, Aaron? What are you supposed to do when you have a fever that is that high? I feel like you should just call a doctor. Oh, thank you for adding it. Who that? Toby, thank you. Might not be widely in print anymore. It's one of those older books. Let's see. I'm a bit nauseous. I'm sorry. I'm trying. Oh, it is. It is just you can get it on Amazon. Secondhand as well. Whew. Um, could I get it from the library? Oh, that reminds me actually. Oh, this is not working. You can get it. It's not out of print. I love my new kitten, but she just stabbed me 50 times in a nanosecond using her murder paws. Ow! Oh no, it's them! Don't you love the little tiny claws though? Winston was very interesting this morning as well. We met two cats. it felt like it felt like I accidentally went to a cat meeting that I didn't intend to go to. I had no clue what was happening at like 6 a.m. It's really funny. Winston doesn't realize when other cats are approaching, and we usually get followed by the black cat. And then he gets angry when he when he realizes that we've been followed. But he hits me. He hits my shoe, and then he squeaks because he realizes that he's lashing out probably, and that he shouldn't, because I control the food. No, I would never. I would never. But yeah, gotta love those little paws. You said something about it still being in a phase. It sounded like, oh yeah, yeah. You know how like how kids have a phase where they start asking why to everything. I feel like I never got out of it. I feel like I kind of got stuck there. But I also feel like I probably did it on purpose, just to be stubborn. I recommend going to that phase though, because it's really interesting and you learn a lot. Do you take anti-nausea meds? They have some miracle drugs when I was doing radiotherapy. Well, I'm already on a lot of... I'm nauseous because of my painkillers, Topi. I might just need a little bit of sugar. That usually helps. But it's okay. It's better than last week. Last week, the migraine was one of the vertigo ones. So, that was fun. What? You were the president of a cat meeting? Yeah, I was, Wisdom. It was accidental. It was really funny, and but then Winston got a bit grumpy because he was scared, and not one but two cats. It was really funny. He's so cute in the morning, so grumpy. Okay, well, thank you for the submission. Speaking of submissions, though, so the prices are still on there. Actual Christmas something? I don't know. I found two little well, this one is not very little, but they were the smallest I could find at the store. Oh no, why would you put the price on top? I didn't do this, by the way. The person who did this should I'm gonna end that sentence right there. Why would you do that? For the book club submissions. There really wasn't anything else. And I mean, there was a deadline, Next week we're doing the raffle for spooky season. Tins, yes, tins. We have a lot of them, but usually they're a little bit bigger. And I definitely don't have enough submissions to put in here, but I guess I mean I'm gonna continue this. So I want to do the seasonal book club picks, and I maybe in the coming year I'll have a few more months with a theme. If maybe you have an idea, you could suggest it as well. Oh, I'm so sorry, I didn't realize that I took away your wait. I've got this one. And this one. They're really the smallest. Hold on. This is... I want to hit someone. Why would you do that? Which one should be spooky? Can you see it? Is it glinting? And which one should be Christmas? Hi, Sean. Any more cherry pies left, or do you got any apple pies? I prefer apple pies myself, Sean. I have never had a cherry pie. I have no idea what it tastes like. How are you doing today? I'm gonna put the submissions in here. I think this is gonna be... This is gonna be spooky. I think I have more spooky. They're both very cute. This one has little... I don't know what they're called. You know, I needed something. I needed something, and I was going to pick up the new pants for the plant. What is in here? Hi, Straight Up. How are you doing? Hi, Melvin. Hello, all. What is this place? Where am I? I don't know, man. No one knows. I don't know what I'm doing here. Most of the time. Today we're just chatting, actually. No. What are we doing here? Today we have the book club wrap up. I can't open this. This is going to be spooky. We have a viewer submission jar filled with all kinds of fun and interesting books submitted by you, the viewer. And every month I have a raffle, which will be next week, actually, for October. And we pick 2 books, of which you can choose one or both or none to read along with me. I read both. I don't know how I got in there, but it's not working. It's not working anymore. What's happening? This one that was quite heavy. How We Die in Terminal. I just talked about Terminal. Do I recommend this? Yes, I love this. I love classical literature. But you know, read the trigger warnings. Even if you're not into that, I would read the trigger warnings. And actually, I have a very serious one for this one. But yeah, any questions about Germinal? Please let me know. But yeah, Melvin, today we're doing book club stuff. We have a book club. If you have a book that you would like to submit, you can do that through channel points, cherry points. And we might pull your book next week, actually. Next week we're going to do a spooky raffle, though. We pull 2 books a month ahead, so you can get your hands on it, or maybe just start reading, because a month isn't that much time, especially if you're not used to reading or don't have just a lot of free time in general. You can read ahead and get your hands on a copy. I don't know what you're saying. I'm going to get into it in a little bit, Sophie. Are you bullying me? Stop bullying me. And we have been collecting spooky specific books and Christmas books specific for the holidays. So very excited about that. I also didn't take the books for next month. Oh no. Next month we're reading... I should probably go get it, right? I'll go get it in a little bit. I still have to talk about How We Die first. But even though I enjoy talking about books pretty much always, from Monday through Wednesday, we are a bit of a production co-working place over here. On Tuesdays I read, though. I'm not sure yet what I'll be reading in the coming days. But yeah, we try to be productive the rest of the week, and on Sundays we have a little chat. What do you think, Melvin? What the hell? The patterned one is more Christmassy. This one. That's a good thing, because I also have a lot more spooky. The holiday submissions, please, someone give me something holiday. It doesn't have to be Christmas, just winter vibes, the season vibes, seasonal vibes, to calm down my seasonal happiness. um I think I'm the only one. I'm gonna work on it in the coming week. I think I'm the only one who put Christmas submissions in there, just because I need something to be in there. But you all that are very good with the spooky books. I want more. I want more. I want all the books. I might. Wait. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. 1 second. Oh, okay. Oh my God. I thought someone had submitted in the spooky submissions something that I learned about in this book actually, but it's not. It's not. It's okay. It's fine. What are you saying? I saw you squinting, so I made my text smaller. Dopey, you're mean. I am squinting. My eyes hurt. My eyes hurt. And my contacts, man. Stupid contacts. Don't be mean. I'm doing math. 2 p.m. I just woke up. Sleep schedule is so messed up. So this afternoon I'm going to focus on doing it right. New start. What do you mean straight up? What does it mean to focus on doing it right? Don't know what that means. Right, Chungus? Does mean? Hi, Blue. How are you doing? Good to see you too. I've always wanted to read the Bible. I heard it's a real page turner. If not, then perhaps Hammond Ryer. Right, Charles. I'm actually still, yes, still. I just severely underestimated my patience, I guess, or underestimated the level of frustration I would feel by actually doing this. But I'm working on the Torah. After that, I'll be reading the Bible, and then I'll be reading the Quran, Melvin. So when it comes to page turner, I have to say the Torah would be probably a page turner if I didn't have so many thoughts and comments. I have a very active mind, so it's just taking a moment to get through it because I need to take a moment. Like on page 1, I was already some. I could use this against. I don't think they will like it, but I feel like in the beginning it's already giving me a puzzle that I feel like it could be interesting. I'm not going to talk about it right now because it's too much. But basically, I am reading the religious texts as well. So if you would want to join me, I would really love that. I'm not starting on the Bible yet. I have been advised to read them in this order: Torah, Bible, and then Quran. So it's going to take a moment before I get to the Bible. But I already have my copies, Melvin. What about you? Do you have a Bible? I think it's interesting. It's just I need a lot of time to process. It needs to go to sleep at a set time and wake up at a set time consistently. Yeah, that's the best thing you can do, straight up. Especially getting up in the morning at the same time. Your body doesn't like weekends. It really doesn't. Your body likes, consistency and predictability, which has to do with our reptile brain. The 100-year-old man who climbed out the window and disappeared. Oh my gosh, wait, I think I read that, Jungus. It's still going to be added. That doesn't matter. I feel like I read this. Oh, I didn't even open Goodreads. They also made a movie. Oh, I didn't know that. They made a movie about a man called Ove as well. I fully believe I read this, but it says it didn't. Wait. Oh no, I didn't read this. What's the other one? That's the other one of a guy that just kind of doesn't stop walking. I thought it was this book. What is the book about this man who has to post a card or something, and instead of posting the card and going home, he just decides to keep on walking. What book is that? Hmm. I thought it was this book. Fun and Adventures. It's actually kidding, but really cool that you're reading those. I kind of want to know what all the halupos is about. Well, I figured you were kidding, but we don't get here. You're very serious. No, I just thought maybe I can lure you into being serious anyway, because I'm reading those books very slowly. There's no deadline anymore on that. Because I want to know. I want to know why, or at least where a huge chunk of our society all over the world, um, where they're coming from, you know. And even though I am aware that not every religious person has read their religious text, I don't like having an opinion about things that I really don't know anything about. So add to that I'm extremely curious, and here we are. I'm reading the Torah, and also the Bible was pink. That was also a huge factor in me deciding to finally start this process of reading the three big religious texts. I could not find a pink Torah or Quran, which is already food for thought, don't you think? I was actually you don't recognize that? Oh no! Wait, what did I read? A lot. I did too much. If someone comes up with it, please let me know because I'm confused. I'll put my serious face on. What's up with the big G? I don't know, Melvin. I don't agree with that. But apparently it's illegal to not believe in that. So, I don't know. But hey, that is a good segue actually, Melvin, because it does relate to religion to some people, which I don't think. Very serious, yes. Must read books. Honka honka. This is their impersonation of the caveman. Books are nice. Books are fun. Books are only as serious as you make it. It's not that serious. It's fun. Would Hawk Fathered by Terry Pratchett be considered a Christmas book? If you feel like that, yes, Blue. Yeah. I mean, it's Terry Pratchett. Everyone should be happy to read Pratchett during Christmas, I feel like. You have read the Bible, Chungus? Oh my god, you've read them all? Okay, gotta read up on what I'm gonna argue people. Exactly. You gotta be able to say where they got their info, either right or wrong, right? Yeah, no, I just don't, I don't feel comfortable talking about just in general, let alone have an opinion on something I am not informed on. Now, you could still get the wrong information or deduce the wrong conclusion from the information that you're consuming, but at least you're trying and not making assumptions based on your emotions only, which I prefer to try and not to do. We're all human, we're all gonna mess up a little bit every once in a while, but I think a lot of problems in the world would not have existed if we only just understood things a little bit better, or at all, or just tried, you know. Could you explain the book again? The man that keeps walking or something? Well, so I feel like it's like an elderly couple, and this man needs to post a letter. I think real life is kind of crouching in here because I feel like it's a red mailbox at the end of the street at the corner, but that maybe no, ours are orange. I think it's in the UK in an orange in a red mailbox, and he's kind of like, I don't want to go home. I'm just gonna keep walking, and he just keeps walking. I swear I read it. I swear. If you read the Bible as a fancy novel, it actually becomes a good read. Okay, so no, the deciding moment wasn't the pink Bible. The reason I found the pink Bible to begin with was because I saw a video of a man dancing his heart out, and it said that it was an excerpt of the Bible where it was a David danced before the Lord with all his might. And I'm not making fun of the Bible, by the way. I'm not. It tickled me so badly that I'm like, I need to read this book. Why is he dancing so intensely? And yes, I know I could look it up. I could just read the passage, but that's not how I do things, all right? I read the full book or not. so, but yeah, Chungus, the inconsistency is what is bothering me. Like, I feel like reading these books is going to be a test of patience, but heavily on the autism side. Like, there's just certain things that make me glitch and make me want to throw a tantrum because it's the logic is just nowhere in sight, and that can be very triggering, which is one of the reasons that I'm having trouble just with the Quora. It's inconsistency is a nice word to use here. The Book of Mormon I should read as well, probably. Hi Adam, how are you doing? Yeah, straight up. Um, I I have trouble with DNFing as well. Like, because what if it gets better? Ballet. Ballet. Don't read that. And if you do, read chapter 1 to 3 and the last two. But, you never know. What if it gets better? What if the last page suddenly has that one detail that pulls everything together and now everything makes sense and suddenly it's not a stupid book anymore? You never know. You never know. I think most conflict in the world would be solved if we all spoke the same language. Lack of communication and or a miscommunication leads to fear of the other. Ah, that's an interesting theory. Is that a word? No, that's not the word I'm looking for, but I'm going to go with it. Mm. Now, yes, I get where you're coming from, but do you know that just between men and women, the same exact sentence can come in the brain in opposite ways. We still associate words with very personal things. So even if we spoke the same language, that doesn't mean that we make the same connections in our brain. It doesn't mean that we have the same associations with words. What I feel like is a reasonably innocent word could be very triggering to you. And instead of hearing my sentence, now you're kind of in your emotions and you might not understand what I was saying because to you it's aggressive when to me it's so even in the same language we still have a lot of communication problems. Honestly, I feel like it's money, but that's a conversation that we'll have another day. I think if we just learned or didn't forget what we teach every child, which is to play together and share. There's no money involved. We teach every child to share, and then we turn around and tell people that to go and die if they don't have this imaginary piece of paper, or even worse, this digital number that doesn't exist. But yeah, if when it comes to speaking the same language, though, that would be music. I think we all understand music. Unlikely pilgrimage of Harold Fry. Oh, I think that's it. I think that's it. This was when I was. You're amazing. You're amazing. Yep, that's it. I read this in. When did I read this? I think 2014 or something. And my ability to get my hands on English books was very sad. There have to be pink Torahs in Israel, I feel. I mean, I tried to look for a pink edition of both the Torah and the Quran as well, but even when I was looking at it, I felt like it felt like blasphemy. I feel like maybe they think it's blasphemy. But I would love to have a pink edition of the Torah and the Quran as well. That would be amazing. I thought the pink Bible was a fashion book. What do you mean? Ooh, you want me to go get it? I can go get it. I could get the books for next month as well, the book club books. I have a version of the Bible that is written in more modern prose. It's called the Living Bible Paraphrase, published by Tyndale. Oh no. Oh, I don't know how I feel about that, Blue. I mean, yes, I think it's interesting that it's been rewritten because it's probably very hard for most people to read these texts. I personally love the puzzle of archaic English. That just makes my brain tickle and makes me happy. But I can imagine that it's not everyone has the same feelings about sentences that I do. Um, what troubles me about it is that the religious texts are already translations of translations of translations. Um, Not to mention the hundreds of years where these books were copied by hand and mistakes could have just slipped in, you know. And I wonder if that means that there's even more lost in translation. You know what I mean, Blue? Lost in the last second of the last page of the book would be epic. Not gonna lie, right? It comes down to the willingness to listen and understand each other. Yeah, that is true. That is true. And in short, my theory is that because we believe in money and status that comes from money, or the materialistic items that we can collect with money, that pressure that we feel to be better, or to be to impress other people, which is ingrained in school at a very young age. I think if we took that away, a lot of the communication trouble would be gone as well, because we're no longer competing for whatever it is. It's such a complicated. This book update. Why am I talking about money? Yo, you read the Bible in high school. If I would find great gems of wisdom in there, yeah, I believe there's interesting things in there as well. I mean, if I was doing it just for my ego and just because I wanted to be able to argue with people, that wouldn't be a good motivator to read these books, because for one, that's just not a good motivator. But also, I'm genuinely curious. I want to know, and I'm very aware of how old these texts are and the history that hinges on it. So I'm genuinely interested in these, but it's not something that started with stream or anything. I've always wanted to well, not always, not when I was a kid, but since my 20s, I've wanted to do this. I just didn't take the time. In high school, though, I mean, we prayed in middle school, but I didn't read the Bible. There's a large work of graffiti on the side of a bridge where I live that says democracy is now a commodity. I think about that every now and then. That's an amazing quote, Melvin. I'm gonna quote that. Do you know who came up with that? Me leave on a pink Torah. No, where Chungas? They're in their original. Yeah, no, I can't. I mean, I'm trying to learn Greek, but it's Latin, right? I can look for translate verses if you want. Chungas, what do you mean? Oh no, no, I spent so much time trying to find these. You don't understand, huh? No, it didn't move. Stop it. Or maybe, shut up. Maybe it's because I looked for it so many times and they were made. What is this? Oh no, I'm an American. I can't order from this. Maybe that's why you're finding it. In the Netherlands, it wasn't, because in America, yes, there's a pink Torah. Understand. Plus, if you look into the information of the Christian Bible, you'll see how things were left out because they questioned the authority of the church. Oh my God, see, that's what I worry about. That they weren't honest. Shut up! No, this didn't exist. No, Jungus, no, stop it. This is not, no, this is just a notebook. This is not what I think it is it? Hold on. No, it's just a notebook. Stop it. It's not. It's a notebook. There's a lot of them. And also, I'm a bit offended. What do you mean only women can buy this? What if a guy wants that version? Study notes? Notebook? No. I would have thrown a fit, like right here. Oh no. Oh, you misspoke. That's okay. You're okay. I did not mean that our high school made us read the Bible. I meant that I was about that age. Oh, that's impressive. Ah, so how did you feel about it? What did you think? There's notebooks, but there's not actually a pink Torah. I'm so upset. Not in the Netherlands, at least. How pink does just pink? Just pink. What do you mean how pink? You're not. Hold on, hold on. I'm gonna go get the books for next month for the book club. I still have to say a few words about this. I have a very important trigger warning. I don't care if you usually read them. There was something comes up in this one that really was. I didn't like it. I'm gonna go get my pink Bible as well, and I'll get the books for next month. Right? Give me a moment. No, actually, let's take a little break. I'm gonna make some tea. I have to pee. So we're gonna take 7 minutes. Very specific. I know. I know my bladder. I'll be right back. I was doing so good, and now my tongue is failing. I'll fill up my water bottle, go pee, have a stretch. Think of a book that you might want to submit for the book club, either just a general one or a holiday specific one, a spooky one, because spooky books are going to be pulled next week. And I'll be right back. All right, sorry. Winston decided to knock over a glass of water, which is excellent. Excellent. How are we doing? Okay. What did I miss? Why do I keep thinking of Release the Kraken when thinking of Release the Bladder? I don't know straight up. Why do you? You tell me. Rainbow color religious text would be hilarious. I would love that, Melvin. Okay, I will go for rainbow or pink. Winston, I swear, if you do that again, I will pour the glass all over you. All right? Winston. There's enough in there. How did I pronounce that? Right. Did you post it? Did you post it on Discord, Chuggas? Wait, what? For England, we had meritocracy in a weak form through the 1990s. The most talented and suited for the task got the job. I'm not sure what that is. We'll have to look it up. Constantly leading oneself down a path of anger and frustration, fighting for a power-hungry politician to fulfill their lust for power baffles me. Don't know what that has to do with what you wrote. Just associates here, I guess. Think you found the right corner of the internet, Melvin. I found a pink around, but the pink current full book is not currently available. Oh no! I'm not the only one who wants it. I mean, the Torah, I mean, like, on Amazon at least. I could try to find it somewhere in the Netherlands, but I don't think I'm going to find anything. But yeah, here we go. This is my pink Bible. It actually says Holy Bible. It's actually, see? But I haven't started yet. I started in the Torah. It's just over there. I don't dare go there now though because Winston is drinking water, and he might get upset if I move stuff. No, I don't know what to do with everything. Wondering where I should post links. I mean, it depends on what it is. Chuggas? Hi, Milbrand. I am back. I am compared to last week. Yes, much better. How are you? Why are we searching for a pink religious text? Because I have a pink Bible, and I couldn't at that time find pink editions of the Quran and the Torah. But it would be great if I could have everything in pink. It's I know it's weird. I know, but it would just be amusing to me. It would be amusing to me next to my pink bottle and my pink phone case. And honestly, pink is not my favorite color. I know it sounds insane with everything, but this is my favorite color. That's why it's on my walls. Green is my favorite color. Don't know why everything else is pink, but it is. No explanations. Oh, you have the same one? Did you enjoy it? I mean, I have to say that I love the fact that it's so tiny and like compressed. Yes, I say like stuff like this is a heavy book, but look at the page and how full. But that is just because I want to make sure that people who do consider picking something like this up, I want them to know what they're in for, right? And reading is supposed to be fun. And if you pick this up and you're aware of the heavy subjects, but you're not prepared for what was in this time really normal, the writing style and then the length and the density of sentences, that then you might get turned off and have confirmed in your brain that reading is stupid. It's not. But you do need to be prepared sometimes for certain books. Like the How We Die, this is a non-fiction book. It's a bit dated in certain aspects. There's like, I mean, when it was published was it 85? No, later. So all the research that 93. that has been done since is, it's not in here. So it's a bit dated, but this was very interesting, and I'm very happy that I read this. But just to warn you, it's about dying, but it also goes into what happens to murder victims. And the story that he tells is about a mother who saw her daughter of, I'm going to say 8. I think she was 8, young little small girl who was brutally stabbed to death in the middle of the street by some person having some kind of breakdown. And it was very vivid. It was very intense. It's not something you want to think about. I can deal with a lot of things, but there's 2 things that I want to be warned about when it comes to books, which is animal cruelty, death, abuse, and children. You know, I don't. I want to be at least prepared, and I really wasn't prepared because there were no trigger warnings on the story graph for this one. I am actually going to do that myself for a few subjects. Of course, I was prepared for pretty much any subject, and murder included, but not the story that went with it. That was yeah. I cried. I cried naturally. But let's continue about the Bible. I just wanted to, because I don't want to forget about that. But yeah, Pink Bibles. It's about as scientifically accurate as Groundhog Day. Well, Milburn, he doesn't go into that much research, actually. It's really about the process of dying, which hasn't changed much. The research that is lacking is, for example, on AIDS, the specific illness that he will talk about in certain chapters, or I mean, it starts with heart attacks, for example, but the actual process of what the body does when it starts to shut down, that is reasonably the same. And it was really helpful, I have to say. I would maybe read something more up to date if I were you. I wouldn't actually recommend this exact book, but I do feel like now I've kind of been a little bit forced for a book club to read about it in this way. I'm very happy I did. And if this author were still alive, or maybe he has a more current or more contemporary book, because this is quite a while ago, I would actually want to read it. This has actually made me feel like I feel comforted about death and all its ways it can come visit you for the first and last time. And it was, aside from that one storyline, it was just too much. It was too much. He has a great writing skills. It starts off really sterile, is the word that keeps coming back to mind. But he starts with heart attacks, and the thing is, this author, the first experience with death in a professional setting, he was a doctor. He lost his first patient to a very, very violent heart attack, and in this time that he did his residency, the external CPR had not been reinvented yet, because it did exist, but we just kind of forgot about it in history. So they used to still do like internal heart massage, and it was so violent and very upsetting, really. And I think that the author was a bit traumatized still, so it was very dry in the beginning. But as the further you get into the book, he gets more comfortable, I think, with writing itself, and it also is less dry. And the epilogue, actually, I had to sit a moment to just be with my thoughts. It was beautifully written, and I would say, if you're someone who isn't really, well, I don't want to say aware, but if you're a bit scared of death, if you had if you lost someone in a way that it doesn't sit well, or maybe it was traumatic, or just if you think that you would be helped with knowing a little bit about just the facts of dying, not the mental state, because that's just a whole different story, isn't it? but like the physical aspect of it, the inevitability of it, the how it's just gonna happen. And especially old age, that part was really helpful for me because I lost my grandpa last December, and my first pet I really lost from old age as well at the end of the day, and it has helped me start giving some of the guilt that I felt that wasn't fair a place. So I would recommend reading about death, which is really not as depressing as you might think. It might actually give you some peace. I wish to listen to some true crime dogs, but then at least I'm prepared. Yeah, me too, Milbrand. I'm actually like um, fascinated by true crime, and I know quite a bit about it. But when children are involved, something just kind of cracks in my heart, and I can't. I won't actively go away from it because I think these stories, it's important. It's such an important story, and I get why he chose this story in particular, because in that chapter he's talking about, so the mother sees that happening, right? It's just some random guy they'd never seen, would never see again, like normally, just stabs her daughter to death in the middle of the street. And he goes through the physical process of both the mother, what happens in her brain, and what happens in the daughter's brain. Because what the mother said is that she didn't see any horror, she didn't see any fear. It was almost like she was at peace as she was actively being butchered in the middle of the street. And he goes into what happens in the brain, what kind of hormones. It sounds really boring, but honestly, it was really interesting. And like I said, it helps. It has given me the information I need to understand that, people die. Your pets are gonna die, and it doesn't matter how far we get in medicine, how much research we do. The body is just mortal. We have a mortal meat bag, and at some point we're going to need to let go of life, and not just ourselves, but for other people as well. And we shouldn't feel guilty. And I guess what he ends on is, let me take the notes actually, is really beautiful, because but for a lot of people there's a lot of regret involved when someone dies. There's a lot of fighting at the end of someone's life, especially, or when someone is terminally ill. And the biggest takeaway I got from him, which is honestly I didn't expect, especially in the beginning, what was that saying? That when death comes calling, make sure that you can laugh, and it doesn't bother you. The only regret, the dying is unescapable. You know what I mean? And it's not pretty. Something that keeps coming back is that a lot of people want to end their days with wait, what was it saying? Oh no, a truck came by with the wildest, wildest, what? What was it saying? Newland? Something about dying? I don't know what just happened. Something came by was really weird. Why when I'm talking about serious things? Okay, a truck came by and it had in huge letters on the side, the dirty daddies. What the fuck? God dang it! It comes down to the dying is not is not pretty. It's ugly, and the movies are a bit, well, as usual, misleading. For most people, there's not going to be that moment. When I'm talking about loved ones, especially, right? Your parents, for example, or your grandparents. For most people, there's not going to be that moment where you can talk about the past and ask about life lessons and say goodbye, and they will die in their sleep. For most people, that's not what it looks like, especially not in a time where it's hidden. This part of life is hidden in hospitals. It's removed from the home, and a lot of the time, people will fight until the very end. But to fight that really is to live a good life. It's very cliche, but that is what he kind of concludes with, that the only regret you can have, the dying part, is out of your hands. You can't do anything. People are gonna die. Stop it, Chungus. No, people are gonna die, and it's not gonna be pretty for most people. Dying in your sleep is really the exception. For a lot of people, there's gonna be health issues. Your body is gonna break down, and it's just not pretty. But you will find dignity in everything before that. You know what I mean? If you have a good life and you live with integrity and honesty and love, you can go into that phase of your life if it isn't something, sudden, because there are people who just, even if they're healthy, it just stops. It just stops. Your body has a timer or something, and at some point it ends. And that's what we have to hold on to. And I would add to that, be hyper aware of the fact that it can end, not just for you, but for everyone. And I always, this is why I can't say no to my cats, for example. Like, I know that their life is so much shorter than mine, and I don't want to regret giving them any less attention than they want. So it's really it's a good book. It's just a little bit dated. You have to keep that in mind, or do your own research. I mean, I did do a little bit of research here and there in the notes that you can find on Discord in the appropriate channel for both books. There's some links to updated information. Oh, right. The book that was submitted, that confused me, because there's someone somewhere in history actually wrote a book on how to unalive yourself. That is, why? Why would you do that? He was very wise. That's what it comes down to. He was very wise. I wouldn't mind reading more, but if you wanna be a little bit more comfortable with being alive, which includes dying, I don't think it's that bad. But Aaron, which one? Wait, didn't you message it? Thank you for the follow, Melvin. Welcome, welcome. I feel like games where death is related would be a great benefit to society. That reminds me of 13 Reasons Why. They never should have cut the final scene. They cut the final scene out where she actually does the deed in 13 Reasons Why. The whole 13 Reasons Why. They should never have cut it out. That is disservice to the story and to the entire message. It was supposed to be gory. It was supposed to be ugly. And it's supposed to shock you. I don't know if you saw the 13 Reasons Why, but it starts with her being not alive. So, but it ends with how she got there, how we got at the beginning. And it was heartbreaking. It tore me apart, and it did exactly what it should have done. But they cut it out because people were complaining about the gore of it all. Yeah, that's the point. All right, it's supposed to be pretty, and now people, teenagers, are able to fill in the blanks of what she does in that bathtub. It must be very soothing and calming to just sink in a warm bathtub and walk down the road. No, it's not. And your parents, it was beautiful in a way. They cut it out, but yes, they should just keep it in. Maybe we would be a little bit nicer. No confetti. You're curious about the epilogue? Is it a lot? Could I read it? No, it's a lot. I couldn't. Um, a play fight with the kitten break. Good luck, wisdom. I tend to put on thick socks because mine likes to attack my toes. I don't know. Okay, let me catch up real quick. Please, I found this stream for the best. I'm glad you found the stream as well, Melvin. If you have any suggestions, please use the cherry points. If you have a book that you want to suggest, I will read pretty much everything. But there, yeah, for book club, I do need to be careful a little bit. Wait, the Dottie book. Yeah, I am looking forward to that as well, Erin. I am a lot less stressed about it, truly. And I kind of want to know, not too much, and I don't want to read like 10 books about death a year. But like, there's a book that was suggested by Morbid. I think it's called Stiff. Oh, that terrifies me. I do want to read that as well. That's actually how I began to read the Bible. I had a relative who passed out a bunch of questions. I was about 13-ish. Lots of my questions the adults couldn't satisfy. Yeah, I don't know why adults don't just talk to kids. Kids are really a lot smarter than we give them credit for, aren't they? Oh no! Oh, that sucks. My uncle, finding my questions too philosophically deep, handed me a book, the Bible. So began my journey. I began to read multiple views. Allan Kardec, Edgar Cayce, Buddhism, Bible. The religious texts were hardest to comprehend. I would drop religious texts if I struggled too hard. That's amazing, Adam. I'm so impressed. Don't apologize. I'm not in a stream about books. Come on, don't apologize for a long text. That's what we're here for. Oh, hello, Soka. You've been here before, but I feel like you changed your name. Did you change your name? Hi. I'm sad that you didn't have anyone in your environment who could guide you, but I'm also relieved that the solution that these adults came up with, or adult uncle, was a book. It doesn't matter what book it is. It was a book. I'm very glad that was the solution. Don't. Yeah, no. I just couldn't believe that it was happening. What do you mean that is on a truck? I don't know what it is. I don't want to know. I don't want to know. Let's not talk about the dirty daddies. Oh no. Go take a shower, Milburn. Thank you for popping in. Ken Relic, I saw my dad in hospital on the 10th of July, but at 12 he was dead. I'm so sorry to hear that, Ken. How are you holding up? Are you okay? I mean, that's a stupid question, I know, but like, are you, given the circumstances, are you okay? My dad died on a table outside on top of the book he was reading. We probably purposely put him there to prevent my mom and me from seeing it happen. I fully believe that they know. Some people really know. My grandfather didn't want us grandkids. I was 12 when I lost my blood grandfather. We were visiting every day at the end the last months. Every day would go by, but that day he really didn't want us to go. He was very vehemently saying not the kids today, and it was the last day. I realized I was dying. I don't think I'd hide it. It's a gift to show others the process. He goes into that a little bit as well, Toby. About how sometimes families decide to not tell the terminally ill person that they're terminal. And I get it, but that's not helpful for anyone. If you do get a warning, probably not in a very nice package, but if you do, I think it would be a disservice as well to other people, don't you think? To deny them a chance to say goodbye. Now, it's always a personal choice, naturally. If you don't want to say that, I mean, dignity is dignity. He comes back to dignity a lot, and it's so complicated. It's so complicated. When you do know, you have to decide. Like when you have cancer or something, you have to decide whether to fight or not. Whether your quality of life will be too broken. This, honestly, yeah, I learned a lot. I learned a lot with this book. Perspectives I didn't consider. I mean, I would not mind going out when reading. That's probably the best way for me to go. Everything seems hollow at the moment. Yeah, that's kind of normal. It's such a stupid word to use in this situation, but when but it's normal. That's kind of what I want to make clear. Grief grief is a very difficult beast to wrestle with, which is one of the reasons why this was suggested by Ox. I think was it um, last year because I lost my first pet, and that was really traumatic for me for lots of reasons, which are fine. I don't have to go into that today. Um, and that was last June, and then in December I lost my grandpa. So I've had a lot of opportunity to think about grief and to feel it and to experience it and think about it. You know, just in general, not just for me, but grief is not. There's no deadline. There's no supposed. Everyone responds and handles situations like these differently. So I can't do anything as much as I would want to again, but what I can do is remind you, in case you know, or maybe let you know if you don't, that there is no deadline on how you are feeling. Try to do the basics. Make sure that your hygiene is okay, that you're drinking water. Let's take a sip, actually. You're trying to eat. I know it's probably not very interesting, but just to keep your body going, and just go through the motions for as long as you need to. No one has a right to tell you how to process. That's the most important thing I want you to know. Because your first bet is very intense to lose. I was really put down for it by a few people, and don't do that. Don't let anyone put you down for whatever you're feeling. It is valid, and you have a right to just be what you are. Which is sad. You're sad. You went through something traumatic. Um, why do you think he knew? Again. Yeah, well, normal sounds off in this situation, even though it is absolutely correct that feeling, whatever it is that you're feeling, hollow in this case, is normal. It feels wrong to say in this situation, in this context. Like saying you like true crime. That's not really the way you want to say it, is it? um, yeah, I'm still dealing with grief. I personally think that it's not something that goes away, um, especially if it was someone like a parent. If only because there's going to be milestones in your life, there's going to be holidays, traditions, maybe even, or just little things that you associate with this person that you lost, and that's going to come back. And to me, it's not a matter of that the hurt and the sadness gets less. It's more that I'm getting used to it. You learn how to deal with it. But it's a process. There's relapses. There's days where I really think that I was just lying to myself and it's all just pointless. And then I remember that it's not. I have a lot of people I love who love me. I have two silly kitties that need all the attention in the world. And even though I'm still very sad, it's normal. So if you want to eat ice cream, by the way, and pizza, and nothing else, do that. But don't take it too far, okay? Don't keep doing that for the rest of your life. But try to make sure that your body has sustenance, that you're drinking, and that you brush your teeth in the morning. If only just brushing your teeth. It will make you feel a little bit better. If you only knew the amount of times that I went on autopilot just to survive the week, you don't want to know. I remember at the time I just closed the door in grief because that's recognizable. Because shit had to happen. Life goes on. Little did I know that every knock on that door had to be answered, whether it was now or later. So eventually it all came flooding out, whether it were songs that connected me to him or yeah. I did the same. I mean, okay. So last June I lost my very first pet, and she was important to me because it was, for a long time she was the only family I had. I really started streaming seriously after I lost her. Like, more seriously than I did before, because I already did it seriously. But if I were to really be completely honest, the full story is that I was in so much pain and I couldn't stop crying. I needed an anchor. So I started working a little bit more than I was really able to. And this year, when summer came around and anniversary came around, it wasn't good. It wasn't good. You can't run away from it. I mean, I guess sometimes it's necessary to compartmentalize for a little bit, because for survival, or you have a family to take care of, or it's just impossible to properly grieve in that moment. But it's not. Yeah, straight up is very, very right. You can't actually shut it out. You can't turn it away. It's gonna come back. Make many preparations before going into hospital. He ensured his will was sorted, things were closed, and he said his goodbyes. Do you think maybe that could eventually, down the road, give you a little bit more comfort, Ken? When I had my what? It won't come out of my mouth. Toby, what is that? I have more energy and felt better from the moment I woke up. It was wild. What is that? Hi, cardigan season. Yeah, she's an interesting one, isn't she? That's Toulouse. Oh, I'm missing something. Hold on. Here it is. Oh, sorry, Adam. I knew a family who did that. The father had cancer that was terminal. He was fine and walking about. They never told him. It begs the question, how did he not realize he had cancer while in hospital? He did not know the meaning of oncology. What Toby is saying is true. And it's talked about extensively in here as well. I'm very suspicious of every truck that comes by now. Don't give me your dirty anything. Yeah. Like, cancer doesn't always have physical symptoms that you notice. Add to that that for men especially, it's probably harder to admit that you're physically not feeling great, as a lot of the value of a man comes from, physically being a man. So I can imagine that maybe this person was in denial about the way they felt. But there's a few stories in here about, well, one in particular, I guess. Oh, I swear to God, there's a hair in there. Um, is he coming this way? I hear a siren coming from hold on, it is going this way. That was weird. All right. I completely lost a thought. No, it's see, I did hear it. The sound is carrying very far today. What the hell? What is that? Raitos? She's lying belly up underneath the camera. That's kind of funny. I don't know what we were talking about. Death, probably? No, no, they were just very slow. There's barely any traffic today. It's Sunday. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. It doesn't matter. It's just that Chungus. I hate sirens. I hate sirens. It gives me it's like a dirty daddy truck coming by or something, I guess. I had a work colleague in 2013. Oh, I remember. He went home with a stomachache. A few days later, he was dead, stage 4 malignant cancer. Yeah, sometimes it's too deep in the body and you just don't know. And the people are in denial. There's this one guy who only comes in for um, for help in the hospital after he has had blood in his stool for months. Months. I'm sorry if I'm bleeding from that. No, that's not supposed to happen. I am going to the doctor, but and he doesn't go into that in this book. But I feel like, are we? Hold on. What is there's chaos? No, there's a huge freaking fighter jet flying over. You will tell me, right, if the world is ending. I kind of depend on you to do that. I don't follow the news. I'm not gonna go look, Toby. It's way somewhere. I don't know where it is, but it took forever for the siren to reach. The Doppler effect was just very annoying. Half destroyed by cats, or the farmers outside honking at their. You missed the dirty daddy's wisdom. We've truly lost this dirty. I don't know. What is it? I don't know. I don't know what it is. I'm taking it better than my mother, 36 of Mary's, and brother. Oh my God. I'm so sorry for your mother. I literally cannot even imagine. But that must be the worst thing that can happen. 63 years, my God, that's a long time. So he would say, at the end of this book, he would say um, that this is the, oh, this is going to be very dry. This is the process of life. Being born means we're going to die. Um, and I really feel like understanding a little bit better how the body breaks down, not just by old age, but also from illness or suddenly understanding the mechanical side of dying has really given me a little bit of peace. I don't know if it will be like that for everyone. I think the book that Erin has suggested would be more helpful, actually. I don't know if you're interested in trying to research. It's probably too fresh. I wouldn't do it. Maybe you could write it down. I wouldn't. I mean, I didn't start this either until this year, and you know. Okay, Erin, I don't know if you can hear me, but another title by the bookish you put in the book club submission jar is "Will My Cat Eat My Eyeballs?" and other questions about dead bodies. I'm shook. Don't laugh! Why are you laughing? What do you mean? You read it? I do want to read it. I'm nauseous again. I was just feeling better. And the book that I wanted to bring up though for Ken is From Here to Eternity, Traveling the World to Find the Good Death. Ooh, actually, I should probably bump that up because I feel like it really connects with the message in this one. It's for kids? Oh no. Oh no, will my cat eat my eyeballs? I mean, they're welcome to. I'm dead. The Inner Moment Engine. Time. Love is for everything. Life. Worms. We own reality media. Really mediocre stuff. How did you come up with that? Someone said that I had to check Discord though, so let me do that real quick. Cats will totally eat your eyeballs. I mean, sure. If they want to, they can have my eyeballs. They can have everything. They're my babies. So, you know. Oh, wait. Someone said clothing and it's the best cover band of the Netherlands? No. Oh my God, yes. They just came by because that's exactly what I... Wait. What? I saw... That's the logo I saw. Where are they going? I don't know where they're going. I don't know. I don't know. I'm really shook and confused. Right. I'm also going on a little bit longer than I intended to, which is fine. So here's all the weird questions kids ask about death. I mean, that's me, so I should read it. Okay, I'll read it. I'll read it. I should put it in my personal Goodreads as well. Ken, if you feel like hanging out somewhere, just being and spending time in a place where you will be listened to, if you need a little bit of support, you're very welcome to come back and to you know, just breathe a little bit. Even though I'm kind of or we are supposed to be productive Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. This is a co-working space. Tuesdays I read books, but we do power hours and sprints. But if you just need a space to go to hang out and just be, you don't have to do anything here. I would love it if you joined us, and if you're you know, participating in the community. But at the end of the day, the intention of this whatever it is that we're doing, is that I want you to be safe. I want you to be okay. And you're very welcome to just be. And if you want to be sad, that's okay too. We're not perfect. Sometimes we're a mess. I am chaos and I'm a mess every day. So, I just wanted you to know that this is a safe space and you don't have to be perfect and happy and glittery and social media perfect. This is not that place. This is messy and chaotic, and if we're having a bad day, we're having a bad day, and we'll have a bad day together. All right. It's getting dark. Yeah, it's starting to cloud over, which is great, and also kind of yeah. That means that I need to go in a little bit. Just hold off for the eyeballs eating thing until after butt spanks. Oh my god, Toos wouldn't be able to. She wouldn't be able to. She would starve instantly. I'll have to figure something out. No, she can't eat my eyeballs. Like physically, she couldn't. Get barking skills. Give butt spanks or I will eat your eyeballs. She can have them. She can have them. My babies can have everything they want. Okay. I ended up forgetting the books that we're going to read the coming month. Can I reach them from here? I might if I am very careful and stretch myself out really far. Yes. Okay. We're going to go into the how did I do that? Last bit of the stream before my painkillers start failing because hold on, what's happening? Okay. Okay. Well, this is a safe space. That was my intention. I wanted to have a place to go that would be good for me, For September, we have already done the raffle for September, the book club picks. And it's pre-spooky season tomorrow, so if you don't know. The setting is already working along. For September, we're reading All's Well by Mona Awad and The Maidens by Alex Michaelides. This is the same author as The Silent Patient. If you have read that, you will know that this person has some potential. But as I said before, great debut. This was released pretty soon after, so I am very scared. Really, I'm excited for both of these, but also a little bit scared. This one as well. Actually, now I think about it, after Bunny. Oh no. Well. Yeah, what are we going to read? Well, I should have brought more. I am really getting stuck in the books. I wanted to, you know what? I was looking forward to last week so much because I have a whole stack of books here that I never even got around to talk about today, which I wanted to. Like I went to the library, which was a mistake because I was punished very heavily for it. But I read this, which is really good and really pretty book. Oh, actually, this is also about loss. Now I think about it. Not quite the same, but it is a little bit about loss and how families respond to each other, which is interesting. Because the book that I went into the library for wasn't there. I decided to get two more Claire Keegan's because I read. Can you hear that? It's the youth. The youth. Making trouble. No, it's fine. It's just kids. I read Small Things Like These. Very impressed. So I still have to read these. But I also went to a few secondhand stores. Who recognizes this? No idea what this is, but I saw it and I was like, I don't know anything about this, so, And if you don't know this, you're probably too young to be here. Who remembers this? Who was traumatized by this? I was. I sure was. So I got it because I don't want to show you the things that are bad. Wait, let me show you some. Why is there so much black? pretty. I got it because I don't want to traumatize anyone else. But I guess I'll do that another day, maybe next week. Yep, still traumatized. I mean, it's worse than Bambi. Do I own a chainsaw? I could, Topi. Do you want me to own a chainsaw? I can make that work. I know people. You read it? Which one, Topi? Watership Down? Which one? This one? Or the Tattoo Artist of Auschwitz? Oh, the Princess! These are all from secondhand stores, and which is really sad, actually. Um, because it was really sad. There's really no English books in stores, so How much did I pay for these? All of them? I think maybe $5 though. So that's a good. Um, Put it on the throne. On the throne. I don't have my scepter yet. Baby cats can't eat your eyeballs, but they lick them. Adam. Oh, no. I don't know how I feel about that. Oh no, I know it's a book. I didn't read the book though as a kid. I did see it, but I didn't read the book. Bright eyes! Celebration of Watership Down and all the having and poorly chewed eyeballs. I almost feel like we now have to kind of. Maybe I'll do this as optional. An optional chosen book for spooky season, because I feel like it kind of connects to what we're talking about. I haven't read this yet. But maybe. Oh no. We're gonna pull the book club books for spooky season for October next Sunday. We'll do the raffle. I'll make sure that all the submissions are written on a post-it. It's the same idea as the rest of the submissions, which are in this beautiful jar. I write your submissions on a post-it, and I put them in here, and then we have a raffle. So, there's no fighting. But, yeah, we could maybe put The Eyes Are the Best Part as an optional spooky book. Aside from the ones that we're going to pull through the raffle. Sasuke, I like that. Welcome, thank you for the follow. How are you doing? Does the Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie has a book? Has a book? Can I have cheeseburger? Otherwise, that would be perfect. I'm not sure how I feel about that. Cat sandpaper tongue licking your eyeball is truly terrible. Right, Wisdom, I don't like that. Like, I would rather they just eat it. Don't lick my eyeball. Ugh. Ah! Topi, no. The drink I don't get at all. Like, why? Why does it exist? It's a nightmare. Why would you drink that? No, don't do it. Don't do it, please. Oh, they're stressing me out, though. I think they're fishing or something, but those kids are stressing me out. Yeah, I don't. Topi is wilding today. Oh, no. I could get a chainsaw. Not physically here, but I've already gotten my hands on a bow. Which brings me to the last topic that I wanna bring up. We'll talk about this. No, this has to go here. This is ridiculous. I feel as stupid as I look. Trust me. There's more. There's more here. Well, this is. This here. This there, I think. No, I have to bring that back. Bow is worse than the chainsaw. If Chat ever tries to run from her basement, she'll just shoot you down, arrow in the back. I am actually a great archer. It's also my favorite weapon. I know. In Skyrim, I have gotten better in like hand-to-hand combat, but I used to be very scared, so I would sneak everywhere. I use bow and arrow, but in real life, I have had some lessons in archery as well, so don't try me. Okay, I'm going to go. I'll be back tomorrow. Thank you so much for being here. Look at the schedule to see what it means. Tomorrow we're going to try and be productive. Now, this is anything from just staying alive to, working towards your first million. I don't know. I don't know your life, but I would love it if you came here and just hang out a little bit. And maybe we can motivate each other. You could keep me accountable at the very least. I'm not sure yet what I'm going to do. I just know that I was out for 2 weeks and it's probably a mess. And I could use your company. Tomorrow we're starting at 10. Might have shorter streams. Just like today. No, I have to see. I am not completely better. I know I don't look it, but don't forget that women are shapeshifters, and I have very good painkillers. So I'll be back tomorrow, though. We'll just adjust and find a way to make it work. And I want to start talking. I still forget it because I'm starting to crash. We have to start talking about our Halloween contest because I want to have a contest, like a dress-up contest. So with that, I'm going to leave you. I love you, though. And let me know if you have any ideas or how to make it work or anything related to the holidays, because this is my season. I'm excited. My body may not always work, but I am very excited. So let's get some rest. Don't forget to drink water. Let's take a sip before we go. I'm going to try and finish the last 2 books for this month. And I hope to see you very soon. Bye-bye.